Today we'll be solving systems of linear inequalities. We're going to do this primarily by graphing. So what we need to do to show the solution to a system of linear inequalities, we need to graph them. So we're going to do this by putting them each into slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. So when we graph a line, we'll use the y-intercept and the slope. And this is very important, this piece of information right down here. So the first one, if the inequality is greater than or less than, you make the lines dotted. And if it is less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, we make the lines solid. So we got to make the lines solid. This is pretty easy to remember. If there's a solid line underneath the inequality sign, you use a solid line. So when it's less than or equal to here, you see the solid line, that means we use a line. If there's no line, that means it's a dotted line. So it also includes points not on the line. So you need to shade the region of the graph. We've done this before by graphing just linear inequalities, and then we shade one side. So if we have y is greater than or greater than or equal to, we shade above the line. And if it's less than or equal to, we shade below the line. So what I like to do is I like to pick a y coordinate, and if it's less than, I'd take the y and I draw a little arrow going below the line. Just a little bit easier than just saying right, left, above, below, because sometimes it gets a little bit confusing. So if we were given the system of linear inequalities, 3x plus 4y is greater than negative 4, and then x plus 2y is less than 2, the first thing we'd have to do is put it into point slope form. So you can see I've already done that for you here. So point slope, in slope intercept. So I've already put it in slope intercept form. So you move your 3x, we'll start with a. So you move your 3x over, then divide everything by 4. And our y-intercept is -1, and the slope is -3/4. So when we go over here to the graph, we have to graph each of these lines, and you have to make it dotted or solid, and then we have to shade the correct area. So since there's no line here in A, that means it's a dotted line, and it's greater than, so we shade above. B, there's also no line, so it's a dotted line, and it's less than, so we shade below. So here's the graph of A. So here is our graph. Remember I told you what I like to do is pick a y-coordinate. So if I were to pick a y-coordinate here, I probably would have chosen the y-intercept, which is -1, and I would have drawn an arrow up like this, because it's above the line. You can just pick other ones. You can pick this point over here, draw above the line, because you have to remember you will be plotting points based off of the slope. So I just go by whatever points you have, kind of like I've done, and draw your arrows up. Now, the next thing you'll have to do is you have to draw your other line. So after you draw B, so B is the blue line, and we shade below that. If you notice, there's an area, and I'm going to shade this in black, here where the two shadings mix. This area that I've shaded in black is going to be the region where you'll find your answers. So when you guys do this, you'll graph these two lines, draw your arrows, and wherever your arrows mix, so you have arrows in both regions, you shade that region in. So you'll shade it in really dark, so you shade this in, and that will be your answer. So on your graph, I need to see this very dark shaded area, because that is where your answer to these inequalities lie. So that is all for the video. I try to keep it nice and short. So hopefully that's good enough. If not, come in and see me in class and we'll figure something out.